The Archer C5400, a top-of-the-line tri-band router from TP-Link that aims to bring superior performance to your home network while looking good in the process. Today, I'm going to see just how good it really is. To start things off, know this video is not sponsored. However, TP-Link did send me this unit for review, so good or bad, all opinions are my own. But to get the sales pitch out of the way, let's cover some of the specs and features it has to offer. The TP-Link Archer C5400 has 8 external antennas that fold down into the device. This design overall looks pretty good in my own opinion. It sets it apart from some of the competitors while still being functional. Inside the unit, it has a dual-core 1.4 GHz processor with an additional 3 co-processors dedicated to boost the performance of each wireless band. In the back, you get 2 USB ports, one being 2.0 and the other 3.0, along with the standard amount of 4 1 gigabit Ethernet ports. And I just want to say here that I wish at this level of router, 8 Ethernet ports was the standard. You don't find that very often, but I just kind of wish it was a thing. 4 ports are okay and everything, and most people who need more have switches on their network, but in today's world, everything is connected, and it's nice to be able to hardwire things without the need of additional equipment. Just saying. Okay, moving on to the wireless side of things, this is where the C5400 begins to shine. It uses a 4-stream Wi-Fi boosting technology called Nitro QAM that increases the maximum throughput by 25% for a combined speed of 5.3 gigabits per second. It has tri-band technology that will give you 3 distinct wireless bands to balance your connected devices for optimal speed. And it uses MU-MIMO, which allows it to communicate with up to 4 devices at the same time. Like I mentioned before in previous videos on other routers that use this, that means that it doesn't load balance those devices by providing data packets to each one individually and then switching back and forth. This is the old way of doing things, which means that the more devices you have on your wireless network, the slower things can get. With MU-MIMO, the router can provide a constant data stream to those 4 devices all at the same time, while still being able to use some of those channels to communicate with other devices as needed. This is most noticeable if you're a gamer who needs a constant connection on a laptop or a game console. With the C5400 having 2 5 GHz band to use, you can also balance those bandwidth-hungry devices as needed for better overall performance and reliability. On top of all this, it's also using beamforming technology to locate the devices on your network and concentrate the wireless signal in their direction for better performance. Moving on to the firmware, the C5400 has all of the standard goodies that you would find in a high-end router. Things like parental control, guest network, dynamic DNS, print server, VPN server, external USB drive, DOS protection, and a firewall are all included. However, something that it has that I actually didn't see on my Linksys router is a support for a 3G or 4G internet connection, which actually is kind of cool because you can set it up to fail over to your 4G card in the event of your ISP going down. Of course, you don't want to use 4G all the time because wireless carriers could charge you an arm and a leg to do so. But in the event of an emergency, this could really help you out. Which actually brings up an interesting idea for me. What if high-end routers in the future had 2 internet ports that would allow you to connect to 2 ISPs? Maybe even some way to load balance them from an even faster internet connection without the need of any additional hardware, and not limit this to enterprise-grade switches. TP-Link, I know you're listening, so make it happen. Now, on to performance. The C5400 offers a lot of bandwidth, but with one small caveat. You need the right hardware to really take advantage of it. And what I mean by that is that to get the combined speed of all the bands into one PC, you would need a special Wi-Fi card like the Asus AC3100 PCIe adapter, something I don't personally own, but with this device, you could theoretically achieve some pretty crazy Wi-Fi speeds beyond any normal Wi-Fi card. But this device is only useful to those who want maximum amount of speed for one computer. Just keep in mind that at some point the gigabit ports on the back are going to be the bottleneck when communicating with the rest of your network. It's one of those you can only go so fast type of things, but in reality, this router is designed to work in a busy household with many devices being used at the same time, and more so designed to give you a great wireless signal throughout your house. And that's where my testing comes in. I felt as if the best way to see real-world performance out of this router was to see how well it performed in different areas in my house with a standard mobile device. Furthermore, I chose to compare it to the only other high-end router that I have, the Linksys AC3200. You can check out the links in the cards above or the video description below for more information on that router. Okay, to get a baseline number, I set up the new router right next to my old router and put them on non-conflicting channels. I used an app on my iPhone 7, which has the most current Wi-Fi technology found in mobile devices, to measure the signal strength by benchmarking the speed between the phone and the router. Keep in mind that this is not a speed test to an outside server, only a test between the router and the phone. For my baseline numbers right in front of the routers, I was getting a range of about 450 to 500 megabits per second with the Linksys. On the TP-Link, I was getting about 460 to 550. My first test though was the most brutal one by me going to the farthest point of my house away from my router. Now my router sits underneath my TV in the bottom quarter of my basement. Not the best location, but it's always worked for me. It does give me a chance though to see how well it can do in the complete opposite side of my home. With this test on the C5400, the signal did bounce around a little bit, but it had a range of about 23 to 30 megabits per second. In comparison, my Linksys was getting a range of about 25 to 40. My next test was in the master bathroom that was still on a different floor, but it was closer to the router. Here I was getting about 170 to 200 on the C5400, while only getting around 80 to 150 off of my Linksys. Gotta say, so far the numbers are looking not too bad. For the last test though, I was in my dining room, almost directly above both routers. With the Linksys, I hit speeds of about 360 to 410, whereas on the C5400, I was getting 400 to 430. So in the end, with these results, it looks like the C5400 holds its own when it comes to signal strength and speed. At super close range, it offers a bit more speed than the Linksys, but taking it up a floor gives it a bigger gap in performance. It definitely shines though at mid-range distances, offering the most consistent and reliable speeds, but falls behind a bit when pushed to the most extreme points in my house. Which means that if I were to move forward with my 2-year-old plan of centralizing my wireless router underneath my basement stairs, I could technically gain a stronger, more reliable signal strength than I can with my Linksys router. Actually, since I never go to the far corners of my house anyways, I can still gain a better signal in my master bedroom and bathroom with the C5400 as is. Now this brings me to price. At the time of this video, the TP-Link Archer C5400 was found cheapest on Amazon for $270 with free shipping. With great mid-range performance and the added bonus of being able to fail over to a 3G or 4G wireless card for internet, it might actually be worth the upgrade from something like the AC3200. However, if you're someone who is pushing the limit of your Wi-Fi range and you need the absolute best performance in the farthest corners of your house, then there may be other routers out there that can give you just a little bit more speed. This really shines for me at mid-range distances of about 45 feet away through multiple walls on another floor. Take that to about 60 feet away and I see a dip in performance compared to the Linksys. Now I'm not saying it doesn't still work great, I'm just saying that the benchmarking numbers were not as high. For more information on the TP-Link Archer C5400 router along with the most current pricing, I will provide links in the description for you to check out. I will also be doing tests and reviews over the other two routers in the TP-Link's lineup, the Archer C3150 and C9. Both routers are going to be a more budget-friendly, but might not offer as much performance. I don't know yet for sure, but once I'm done testing them, I will get those videos uploaded and I will link them in the cards above and the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe as well because I plan on hosting a giveaway as soon as I'm done with all my tests and videos. So you might have a chance of getting a free router if you subscribe. As always guys, thank you for watching and have a good day.